Good evening and welcome to News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Fabian Swiel. Coming up in this bulletin this evening, Chief Returning Officer of the National Electoral Commission, Mohamed Umfa Conte, releases 75% of the results of the March 7 presidential election. Skirmishes erupt in the Central Business District following the announcement of first progressive results. And International Women's Day celebrated with Sierra Leonean women was advocating for more participation in politics. All this and more coming up in News Hour. News Hour on SLBC. Supporters of the All People's Congress APC and Sierra Leone People's Party SLPP have expressed confidence of winning the 2018 presidential elections. They expressed their confidence when SLPC visited their national headquarters after the announcement of 75% of the total polling stations for the presidential elections. Both political parties have called on their supporters to celebrate responsibly after the announcement of the 2018 presidential results. SLBC's Francis Danema visited the headquarters of APC, while Nasiruddin Koroma went to the national office of SLPP.
I'm Mohamed Arun Dumbuya, former aspirant of constituency 118.
Okay, now, how you see the result? 75% of the result has been announced by Umfa Ali Conte, and how you see it as a member of the All People's Congress?
To me, there are a few things I must tell you. The result is much of arithmetic. If you call it a result, you have to give us an indication of each and every percentage code, what is occurred there in terms of validity, in terms of invalid, in terms of what have occurred. But although what the man is calling at the moment is more or less 25% APC this, SLPP this, NGC this. So it's more of arithmetic results.
Yes, but I think he explained that it's 25% of each and every person that he is putting together and calling.
And you are telling me about the results. That's what I'm telling you, that at the moment it's much more arithmetic. And it is. At first start, we took the lead. At second, we took the lead. At the moment, the edge here again, the SLPP took the lead about 14,000. That tells you the result compounded with arithmetic.
Okay, so are you saying that you are really not satisfied with the result that is coming out?
Because I'm satisfied considering the mathematics. I'm satisfied considering what we post together, because we still have more police station in Northwest where it was stronghold, more police station in the western area which is a stronghold. And by indications, we post for victory as far as the APC is concerned.
Okay, so now one of the things that people are saying, if the All People's Congress emerges as the winner of this election, what message do you have for your supporters? How will you want them to celebrate?
Well, it's a sure victory.
Yes. So
be it runoff, let me tell you this, before going to runoff, be it one-off or runoff, it's APC. If it's one-off, it's APC. If it's runoff, it's APC. That's for certain, yeah?
How will you want your supporters to jubilate, to celebrate, considering that
we don't beat the gun. We don't beat the gun. We go by the rules. And we are waiting for when NEC announces the results, we celebrate. And as it is in our own back door, in our rooms, we celebrate, we're joyful, we are so much more happy, and we are so much more confident that we're going to add victory at the end of the day.
Well, my name is Al Johnson, I come on constituency 127, Ward 434, and for now, I dare also today as a party member for Calm and Can Jubilate with my colleagues there in my party office. Because according to the results by Umfa Ali, the returning officer of NEC, the first 50%, the APC take the lead. But now, due to the 75%, the SLP will take the lead. We, as a party member within our office still, no matter the less, we wait for the balance 25%. Because there are many polling stations where not counted yet now the north and the northwest. And moreover the western urban and the western rural. And we should say APC we they take the lead, come the next 25%.
So you're still confident of victory?
In fact, this is not time for confidence. This overconfidence. Because you have confidence, you have overconfidence. And people at the time outrightly say, APC are the only party where they execute what they say they do.
Okay, before they left, whose message you want to get for the family for jubilate so that they go jubilate?
Well,
peaceful way for letting know.
Well, APC are the party when they offend. When they jubilate quietly, as you see, despite the 75% results we don't call, as you see, we know our party office, when they jubilate, within we safe. We not go out and go disturb nobody. We not go out and go to tell because he say because of the call list and call list, we not agree. We not sit down there. We do what we to say right for the APC, right for Dr. Samuel Kamara, and also our mayor, councillors, and our parliamentarians. And at the tell family outrightly say 2018 March, no violence. APC say peace is in our hand, and we say come the last 25% of the results, we're going to make 100%. Dr. Samuel Kamara go swear in as next president.
My name is Michael Lavon, a close fans of SLPP. First of all, we're happy for the courageous way we hosted the GIWI, like the carry how the result they come in. First of all, like the 25% result in come yesterday, we make some people they be going to some way they not be they expect. See maybe something you go like what happen like when the 25% come. The other side of the ruling party, they go on the streets, provoke young people there, which of course some be feel say like the 25% because they don't really understand what are the 25%. They be feel say like when they don't call it 25%, that will be the result. Then that even give the illiteracy side to the APC there, when they go on the rampage of the street, beat to people there, clear, funny thing like that. They get a napkins cover.
So today they don't call 75% of the total number of polling stations. That not actually mean the total number of vote cards, but the polling stations. And 75% of that don't bring the SLPP a little above the ruling party. So before we come, what will be the reaction? People be the dance there, the jubilation video, or how the atmosphere will look like before SLPP?
No, in fact, I would start from the jubilation start yesterday, which of course the opposition began about 274 votes. Then when the ruling began 291, something like 91 votes. So we look at and say, if these guys they did in power in governance, then get 291, then opposition go close to them. That will be get courage. For the first 25%. Then come back, go on. Very about 4 o'clock, then call this result here. Automatically we catch up the 500 votes. So that really makes people be so happy. So based on that, we will expect other votes. Although we look at and say because the government in power, not easy no more like just make sense. But the voting don't show. So when they call today, it'll be so nice for we. People they be so jubilant, they be so jubilant.
So now we look at this, that 25% of the polling stations total number still there. We then get for call, maybe it could be tomorrow, as we expect.
Yeah.
But get any worry, say maybe because the polling station not a number way back, and across the country, some changes go there, and that it's too early to let people actually know inside the result they go. You actually confident now that this is really confident.
In fact, why force our confidence? If opposition don't beat ruling government, incumbent, that really don't automatically don't show say a progress day. I'm really confident. Even at that time, the 25% of the votes we don't left. When they look, because like I joined me to watch me iPad when I see the information where they can. I look at and say Bo get some certain stations there. When I use stronghold, and you come to the western area, how do they eat? As well as they eat. You go to Akambia, who they even a bit in Akambia. So all the other stations there, these are things that we get for tick. Now different regions there, and then I make up the 25%. So we really get more hope that even we don't really.
So from your understanding of the whole process, the tallying process, you feel safe from Musa Udonde so far to this point with only 25% remaining. Runoff go there or no runoff?
Well, we don't really want runoff. In fact, then you know, it's so funny for me that the ruling government, they ask for runoff right now. Then they pray for runoff. While as opposition,
a runoff.
well, if there's a runoff, although we don't want runoff, but we don't want runoff. But although if there is a runoff, we're ready for it. We're ready for it. We're not going to say we're afraid or whatever. We're ready for it. But me just they talk say you're not going to be a runoff.
So if there's a runoff, any worries there?
No worries not there. No worries not there because the Sierra Leoneans will know exactly waiting APC, the ruling government don't do to the ruling government don't do to the country.
The Chief Returning Officer of the National Electoral Commission, Mohamed Umfali Conte, has released 75% of the results of the March 7 presidential election. The Sierra Leone People's Party is leading. The National Grand Coalition, NGC, and the Coalition for Change, C4C, are battling it out for the third position. NEC says these are just progressive results and do not determine the outcome of the final presidential results. Following the announcement of the first progressive result by the Chief Returning Officer, skirmishes erupted in the Central Business District. Reports say some unknown assailants ascended on PZ and stole phones and other items from traders. There were also reports of stone pelting between traders and the assailants, who later fled to nearby secret settlements before police arrived at the scene. Police say there was no fatality, as alleged in a video on social media showing a man lying on the ground said to have been killed. The local unit commander of the Eastern Police, Chief Superintendent of Police, Mira Kouma, told the SLBC that there was no death recorded and that the situation is now under control. So Iba Samora takes us through.
Basically today, this morning, within our station, we simply run from BZ towards Eastern Police, Beyond Police Station. So I'll be there outside, so immediately I call the operation team. Then we divide them into 3 groups. The operations team inside one motor car, then Kwondong, BZ for what's waiting to happen. Since people they run away from the BZ and this, they will send the OSD there for pass through, Golden Street for go see if anything happen for big bus towards BZ area. They will get foot patrol will send for go guard streets, Kisi Road and for Bego. Even though that's what happened there, but for security sake, we send foot patrol there. So about 30 minutes or 5 minutes after, all the operations may return back and say, no, notify the beats at PZ. But about 45 minutes or 1 hour later, I received video from out America, I get some friends and they, where they show picture of 2 dead body, 2 young men and they don't like seem dead, and a video of what happened at PZ. But the video show that they beat 1 boy. Then the picture show 2 persons and die. But even when I see the picture and the video, I don't see the guy. Same possibility they beat 9 leader. But I was concerned because the picture say na PZ area and the video show PZ area and I me cover that area there.
So where you go PZ ma, what do you find out?
But first I just go with me ops officer, my crime officer, and first the media one can look the area, we all go together. We reach there, we watch the video and see what happen. We go to the community people and the one where they sell there, we interview them. I even record the interview for reference sake. So I asked them what happened, if anybody died now I can kill anybody. And they said no. What happened according to the explanation and the audio where I get, they say some of them Boku they come out from Chakasini since they come towards PZ, that's on the table here outside them banner in day. So when they come, they try to draw this banner, this Samurai banner. They don't remove them according to their explanation. And first for them, but I think it's too strong for them, so they left them. But all of them, they sell phone and charge phones then. So the one begin judge the phone, then they run. So the one where they manage catch and begin the whap and the beat.
So now that video they will see.
That video now will see. Yes. And I asked them, well, let's say this video, 9 results, so this picture, I showed them the picture on the phone. They said, no, not kill nobody now. And that's what we do the whap, he run away, he grab and he run. so nobody know die there. So me, the crime officer be there around with me, and watch around if I see any blood or anything, we go show say person dey bleed, take out the picture show, because the picture show say person really bleed serious one. So basically we watch around, not say anything like that. We ask other people and everybody sell. The people they sell within the community say no native man and it.
Then people they will come and run, where they see them come and try to pull down that banner and so on. Then we know if they didn't get any colors on them, because we understand say people will wear in one of them.
I not ask that. Basically me not ask that because me not come to monitor politicians. Then me come if I catch person in criminals and they go after. So I ask about crime and not ask about political parties. And the explanation they tell me say and they try to put Samura in picture down, that was the only explanation. And the video show someone with black t-shirts. So black not affiliated to any political party. So for me I not get anything if not any political party do just as what they explain tell me. And I've been convinced say no death not happened there. So that's what's
so Chief, what thing you don't put in place now as far as PZ, this environment now under your purview, what you don't put in place in terms of security?
Well, basically we do foot patrol and mobile patrol frequently. The foot patrol is all over where they go around. The mobile patrol we get one within Gaza Street by the moment we get an incident and an intelligence about issue there. So base day, the one vehicle based to winner. So in case of any distress call, I will send them and respond immediately. So basically for now, that's what we do for now.
You don't able to put the traders under control, because we talk to some people and say more the traders they were so distressed, and we so they can see a batch don't empty. You able to talk to the trader then?
Well, basically we do that. Shops and stable, then we feel okay if they return first until they get the results. Because they don't see going on and face it might repeat itself. And for me, I rather than staying at home and they stay there something happen to them. Yes, we didn't have to protect them, but they will pass with number one. Tell they run for go people and Boku, and even stampede can take place. Even besides shooting or stabbing, stampede can take place because it's like crowded area. So yes, I feel like I've been with lock shop, not for sale, and get an earning, but concerned about the life. Better, safe, than you get profits and lost your life.
So you tell them to lock their shops?
I'm not telling them to lock their shop. They already don't lock their shop, then they go. Some of them meet and say, I don't feel anything will happen when I stay. So they say, no, they're okay for go first for a while. While the market is still there around, and you know, since it's a populated area, you still see people that sell around still. Just the shops and they lock.
So what will be your advice to whoever is watching, where they around this area, where we want to perpetrate violence around here?
They can say we're ready for them at any time. We know they joke. And what we catch, you know, so APCs they say you know to see for see, you know a criminal, and the will sell you, they come, we process you and you go to court. Nobody will talk to you, listen to you for that. You commit an offense, we come heavily down on you. No care whose party you day or whose color you wear, no care about that. I'm here to protect me. AOR, and when they try, we come down heavily on you. Yesterday I sleep until 5:30. We're ready for do until everything come. Many person don't sacrifice so much, no the we deal on a lot. That's all I can say. You try it, will come down very hard on you. And it's not about politics, it's about security.
Thank you.
Usman Tagawali, a politician who is popularly known as Salon Trump, has reacted to an incident at PZ in a press conference he held. So Ibasamoa tells us more.
You know ready? Usman Tagawali, the challenger, aka Salon Trump Namidis, the presidential candidate for the People's Democratic Party, PDP Sobe.
So Usman Tagawali, how you see so far the elections we have in the 7th March?
Well, would they say you go down well to the nation? But to me, I get a complaint to the nation back, to me own side.
About the elections?
About the elections, what you ask. I say go down well because people then who don't want to go vote, you go vote freely. But me don't complain, then delete me from the race. That make beaucoup people then don't go vote. Because they say when they go vote, they don't see me first and my name, my party on the ballot paper. So now issue why we don't race for quite a long time, say PPRC and National Electoral Commission when I neck, now then delete me. Yes, I said the widespread intimidation of Salon Trump by PPRC and NEC, that don't subvert the citizens' right to participatory democracy.
What are you complaining to us that you complain to anybody?
Well, we don't write, but people they underrate me topic. Now that's back, I will go around during the campaign people in the talk say no Trump, no election. Now that make the result will come on now after the voting. Now low result because like the western area of Banana, 600,000 people then register for vote. Look the result will come on. Not it one, you know the 200,000. No say 500,000 no vote. So because they don't see me name.
PDP stand now for this result. What do they
don't stand now. I said then delete PDP so they delete me first. They come in at the only flag bearer from 2014 to now. They look me. I can't only for pay the 30 million. I get everything, but then delete me.
So even though they delete me, now the election don't take place. Salute Trump. But we don't begin to see they just don't really small for the result. And we don't begin to see halala. What do you make out of the confusion which was happening just now inside this talk?
Okay, make I tell you, no confusion will happen. See now,
so we are waiting.
Listen now, misinformation.
So give you the correct information.
Well, now they make it beat me that the CBD, yeah, they call it CBD, and a center of the business district. Any confusion they start from the CBD. So now I make a come becoming the president for the marketeers, where they represent in a council and the trade and the UN. For advocate for the needs. So now the trader when they read the result, you know say traders then they panic for the mix for the market. So man when you read and don't give it all the Allah all people they Allah the whole country. So man pack the market to go. That don't mean say they run after them. Now you thinking he pack the market to go. But for say somebody can knock pushing the chief market. Understand? Me I know when I make a come I tell you say all man go by in business. Trader are the advisor right now, and they talk on now this medium, and they send message to the marketeers, all traders, all business community. Please, if you are a businessman, concentrate by market, by business. You're not a politician. You only get right for you right where you get now for go vote. Then they say for no you right and responsibility. Time for vote, you vote.
Well, you small run within a PZ, and you compete trader and say them in the wrong because they see people in the wrong. What do you find out?
This explain. I say na panic. Someone when they read that 25%, the hala where the hala, you take them back in market because they feel otherwise. You know, so the misinform where they go around, and now at the advice they can offer counter. If you want give result, they are wait late in the evening. Let not do on daytime. Because beginning of the day, the country will start up. So now if you want, now they say 4, now they wait say 9 or 10. That's all man don't do that horse. So somebody, if you do anything, you know, could time like this. But to call the past, people in the past. So please, you come here and they secure the business community now. Because anything, they go for them on the traders. And the traders and then they suffer. And now they appeal to the traders themselves. They do not talk about politics. When you go for go sell, push and bring politics talk, say, me are there for me market. Me are the fan what they eat. The only thing I go vote I can't down. Would I win? Na me own president.
Whose advice you go and give to especially the saloon police when with security for?
Well now the police are the call on the back. Please, all the law enforcement agency make them secure the business community. Because the businessman he don't left now. He don't just left on the way. Nobody do a secure trader. Then they collect market dues and so forth. But nobody no care. Whether they chief your market, nobody know the fate for you. Now the police na the duty for secure the citizens, especially the business community, because they contribute beaucoup to the government.
What is your advice to the youth man because we understand saying
when I make a calm, the youth man them or the trader them will say, una calm down, una go by una business, all man do business, pull the market sell. If you na youth man, if you get any activity when are good for yourself, forget about politics. Politician, councillor, member of parliament, mayor and presidential candidate, now therefore talk on politics, not to you for go argue. No, you should don't wait, let NEC announce the leader. If now you councillor win, even if you want dance, no sing, no NEC pot cover, and now they call on the police, me they pass law now. Because the country don't left now we are. Anybody who NEC pot cover, they for arrest them. Because what you do, na provocation. Pot cover, not to for dance. Find other music, even if they play music, let not be music where they cause other party. Play that ordinary music, you dance. We all go dance. But if you say, you know the Shidoya, you know the Timapia, no. no play that music this. So look, play something very good for you all. Me and Salon Trump, I love you, and I call on the international body over there, one of the observers, ECOWAS, EU, APRM, make them consider me. They don't seize advantage for me. Then disenfranchise me, then delete me, then pull me from the ring of battle of heavyweight lifting. You know, then pull me and I make 75% of the voters, people that were registered for vote, they no vote. For me, I'll shake and let them find out if in a lie. 75% they don't vote. Now I make people that say, no Trump, no Trump.
After the announcement of the results of the first 25% of the presidential election, SLBC paid a visit to the headquarters of APC and SLPP to sort their reaction, starting off with the APC.
Nina Santini, Emmanuel Yamabangua, they call me Santos. Nina, the National Director of Operation for the party, the security for this party, and I'm the leader.
So what can I take towards this?
I'm happy because the number they increase, but I'm not going to make no glad I'm going to answer my compound first because I'm not for compound. But I appreciate the figure of the camp.
And you say compound, this house compound is?
At the NPC Secretariat headquarters.
What did it take towards the second result?
The second result, fine. Yeah. It's fine for me. It's fine. But we wait for the last one. I want to wait for the number of competition. I will not say APC will get for work, not to the
Okay, tell me what to make you the glad so.
I dey glad for my party, my leader, Mother Bio, Genius, Mother Bio. I dey glad for that day.
So what to make you glad after they announce the second phase of the result?
What do you think?
After they announce the second phase of the result?
Exactly, for that day I dey glad for.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick Bindi.
So tell me what to make you the glad?
Because we don't get almost 1 year overcome. Their own empire is stronghold. We don't almost overcome because now their own stronghold.
What do you mean that is stronghold?
Then I done more game neck don't come. Their own stronghold. Now they more neck don't come. Now their own stronghold.
The National Grand Coalition (NGC) has raised concerns on issues on the elections which they describe as fraud, as some of their votes are not counted. They made this claim in a press conference in Freetown. Aluna Patrick Kamara attended and he filed in this report.
Kailaun and Kenema. We have reports from our polling agents that a host of polling agents were thrown out of polling centers before counting began. We also have evidence of polling boxes after polling closed that were left unattended. We have video evidence and pictorial evidence of these polling boxes. We also know from our members, supporters and sympathizers who voted for us that their votes were not counted, as the polling stations they voted in had results of 0 for the NGC, when in fact they know for sure that they voted for the NGC. We were also promised by NEC during our political parties liaison meetings that they would disaggregate results from polling stations across the country. But this afternoon what we saw was 25% of results being given in the same way that was done in 2012. We, in that regard, are calling on NEC to make sure that they immediately publish the disaggregation of the 25% results that they have announced this afternoon on their website immediately, because we need to check and counter-check those results as against the RRFs that we have in our possession. In these circumstances, therefore, the NGC, following consultations with our membership and supporters, are hereby calling for a recount in Bo, Kailaun, Kenema, Bombali, Tonkolili, Putloko, Freetown, amongst others, especially as our investigations continues. In the meantime, we are calling on all Sierra Leoneans in the supreme interest of our country information. The recent events following the just announced 25% in Bo and Freetown is rather disappointing. And in that regard, we want to call on all Sierra Leoneans to maintain the peace. These are just democratic elections, and we are investigating it, and we will use the proper democratic channels to ensure that these concerns are addressed, properly addressed. So I will reiterate our call on all Sierra Leoneans again, that in the supreme interest of our country, we should remain calm while we await further information on these several issues. I thank you very much.
The whole nation has been looking forward to the very first election conducted by Sierra Leone for itself after maybe 20 years. And understand that this is a very, very important milestone in the political history of our country. We also believe that as a party that campaigned on the platform of change, we believe that at the very start, we owe it to our supporters and members to ensure that things are done according to the rules. And the evidences that we have now, the preponderance of evidence that we are collecting from our party agents and from our supporters in the field are indicating that even before receiving the results, the process itself of the elections has been discovered to be deeply flawed. So if the process itself is flawed, it is logical that the results will be questioned. Mr. Suleiman Banjat Jansi has given you some examples of aspects of the process that we have a lot of problems with. There are many others, including, for instance, pre-marked ballot sheets that were given to pre-identified voters.
International Women's Day was celebrated on 8th March with Sierra Leonean women still advocating for more participation in politics. Women said the 30% quota is still a concern to them as the last elections saw fewer women awarded party symbols. We bring you excerpt for the statement by the Minister of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Honorable Aissata Kabia.
Every day for the Women's Day. But now we get for sit up, stand up, and speak up for make sure say every day in Sierra Leone they take we seriously. The Rural Women's Network what we launched in this year, we focus on women there where they outside the cities. Women then within the rural areas there. Because they get some different challenges where they go through. Especially for a country like we own, where they try for make sure say everybody equal. We don't talk about the constitution and what it say for women. We don't talk about the constitution and what it say for all with citizens then. Say all with citizens then are the same. If all with citizens then are the same, that means say all with citizens then forget the same services. They forget the same opportunities. They forget the same chances. And for that, for making it be so, we get to make sure say the same services within at the city, we forget them going at the village. The same opportunity within at the city, before they at the village. The same education, the same areas, network, then this year. We also launch a unity project, a sisterhood project, whereby one district, they become sister with another district so that they will make visits, they will get exchanges, they will get opportunity for learn from each other. If somebody want to grow cocoa, something like experts for 9 days, we will go teach your sister in another district so that we will learn from each other and we all go grow. It's similar to this group savings what we launched so today. Because inside that group of 30, sometimes you will sabi that person there very briefly. You will sabi him by face or you sabi his name. But you don't know what I enjoy. You don't know what I challenge. But if you don't keep meeting every week, I sure say you will learn what in that woman in strength, what in weakness, what in need. Sometimes we say strong. Any need day, you go able to help them. So this is not just not to bank no more. And more than just financial savings, not emotional savings, not sisterhood for make we able support and help each other. So the economic empowerment is very important for we women, for make we able to do everything what we want to do for salon. The safety and security, what I don't touch on just now. Safety, personal safety. When we launched the Rural Women's Network, we say we want to launch one network per chiefdom. Every chiefdom in Salon will get one network. That means say every group of 30, Nada village, Nada chiefdom day, everybody get phone for monitor and report. If you see something, now for say something. Yeah. If you see something, now for say something. If you don't talk, we're not going to deal with them. Yeah. You would watch the same man, the beat woman, you don't talk. Tomorrow, what will happen? You will beat them back.
An accident involving two motorbikes has left one person in a critical condition. The accident occurred at Hennessy Street, King Tom. We bring you highlights.
I just said he can and this man they come also. Nine is fire, you are already red. In the don't so.
The wall lead on nine be the right.
Not every day ride. Red. Now say in the dog. You are already right. Now they count speed. In the run. As now you go and do the road for pass. And I say, hey, the way I say we call them the drive back. So that day, by the time I went down there, they cancel. The other one, I don't have for life now. But that one, they were one die, so I'm the drive bad one. I'm the drive bad one. If they ride bad one.
Okay, what will you do additional?
Yes, I'm the ride bad one. What the other one, they don't be back. The other one, they don't say they don't be back. They left me from that point. I see in relaxed for the bike they come over speed. But my attention on commodity because the way they run, I just say with people in the other, I think colliding at this point here, so where I come and meet the individual, so the other, they don't go to that point, so hospital. Today is very critical condition. Because all of them, so the bike, in the car speed. But when they come over, so when they come, it's kind of balance and gallop. They don't check the car speed. In the car balance and gallop. Now this other man only. So now they come meet up here and bang themselves. Yeah, that's how come also. Nine do one. You can come over so. The left you only. Can't do other man only.
Now the one be called heavy speed. One day so nine feeling.
No, we can't heavy speed. In only be there. When we come also, right left you only. You come back. You come meet up like no man out or to bang themselves together.
Understand? I will be there by cabin.
Now you be now you believe don't be any bike.
Yeah.
Which is your name?
So
what's happening?
Don't speed, my back don't speed. You go to a fast and you got to develop. You can swing that back, they can just come bracket face to face. No problem. But naturally,
so for now, that be the asphalt?
I do one in the next bike.
So what's going to be the come up so?
You come up so, you can see. When you come up so, you can see.
Recently, the Women's Network for Environmental Sustainability, WONEST, organized a 10-day training program for 50 women and youths in the recycling of plastic items. The objective of the 10 days intensive training program is to improve the livelihood of women and youths residing in slum communities using a poverty reduction approach through recycling plastic. Here's the report. One of the objectives of the Women's Network for Environmental Sustainability, WONEST, is to have more women in their communities engaged in articulating, designing, and implement mitigation measures to minimize environmental degradation in Sierra Leone. It is in this light that WONEST had embarked on training 50 women and youths from different locations: Olosho, Congo Town, Juba, and Cap Town communities. The 10-day intensive training course undertaken by the participants covers the importance of health and safety, knowing the measures plus procedures during waste sorting, the risks and control measures, and for trainees to know exactly what protective gear is all about. During the occasion, the United Nations Development Programme representative Tanzia Sanko noted that plastic have become a vital asset for humanity, often providing functionality that cannot be easily or economically replaced by other materials. She said that plastic products have brought benefits to society in terms of economic activity, jobs, and quality of life. The UNDP representative dilated that plastics have replaced metals in the components of most manufactured goods, including for such products as computers, car parts, and refrigerators, and in so doing has often made the products cheaper, lighter, safer, and stronger. Tanzia Sanko urged participants to take the training seriously and make good use of the recycling projects.
So me think say, although we build we own capacity, we say it's very good for we say. Although we for think for we say, although we for do things for we say. So do ya, I want to encourage you now, for give una all in all. In life, what we don't learn, the background where we say come up from, not a rich background. My parents they not me get. We don't clean, we not sure if we get for eat. My mama care for go first, go drink a can before they eat. But determination, the way I see my mama they suffer, I say I want to pull my mama for that money, or I don't want let me young picky they suffer so.
Giving a background on the activities of Oneness, Nabila Tunis maintained that their organization is a community-driven participation with emphasis on gender, creating partnerships and networks, and the inclusion of women in environmental management. Retrospecting on the course contents, the program manager, Oneness Nabil Tunis, intimated that the presentation methodology is facilitating most clearly defined all the topics in the training manual.
We dey try to go inside the community, then for remind una because we know say una all understand anything, but we dey go there for remind una how we for put and how we for put more attention for the gather with dirty. The reason why make we dey do that this particular time, you see that plastic where we dey gather, you see that bottle where they na the community there, that Saba soap that water plastic then total plastic bottle there then thing then na we brother then a bowl, na then they use for develop materials where we go make money out of. So if we dey gather, we don't tell we picking them, we dey gather that plastic, we dey gather them bottle. That's why we put inside one bag. That one bag they go must produce, but put in there we're going to make money out of. So we dey try to bring that culture into people and let we understand say, yes, now two things that we do in one go. We dey clean we place, then we dey make money out of and for tomorrow.
At the end of the training, the 50 participants were presented with startup kits worth 100 million loans, which are funds provided by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. Advocacy Initiative for Development with UNDP has trained over 80 women and youths on waste management and plastic recycling at the Culvert and Cockle Bay communities. The training program is expected to discourage the flow of plastic wastes. It aimed to help communities live in a clean environment and utilize the waste plastics to improve their lives. Doyin Bali has more.
Advocacy Initiative for Development in collaboration with UNDP has trained women and youth within the Culvert and Cockle Bay communities on management and plastic waste recycling, aiming at discouraging the flow of garbage and ensure they live in a clean environment. The invention of management and plastic waste recycling is being introduced at a time when the country is being challenged with the flow of plastic waste. However, women and youth targeted within the 4 slum communities are being trained on how to recycle plastic waste into dullets and biocharcoal, which will be an easy means of financing their livelihood. The researcher and consultant Advocacy Aid Initiative, Dr. Ruben Toure, said that over the years they have realized the high use of plastic waste into the country. He said that the project will help to transform the lives of their people and help them gain skills that will enable them to fend for themselves. The acting team leader, Environment and Energy Cluster for UNDP, Tanzila Sanko, described the training on waste management and plastic recycling as a way of empowering and building the lives of vulnerable women and men to be self-reliant. She said that the introduction of such projects in Bo City has helped them to have a clean and tidy city, calling on all to emulate such in the country. She said that the project is to ensure that the environment is friendly for human consumption. Madam Tanzila Sanko said that the training on waste management and plastic recycling is a pilot phase project which will create an impact on the environment if properly handled. She encourages the beneficiaries to make good use of the project and share the knowledge gained to other vulnerable people in their communities. Chief Trainer Francis Mwana spoke about the importance of waste management, which are being recycling into productive use. He said that slum communities should support the project on plastic waste management in order to help women and youth be trained to transform the waste to something useful. Community representatives from the Kokulbe and Colvert communities commended the Advocacy Initiative for Development, Sierra Leone, for introducing the waste management and plastic recycling, which will help to transform their lives and help their communities become useful. The beneficiary described the training as a dream come true, as life has been difficult for them without any skills to support their families. They said that having received such training on waste management and plastic recycling, it will help to keep the environment clean at all times. They commended Advocacy Initiative for Development Sierra Leone for targeting their community with such a project.
You've been watching News Hour on the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. To end the bulletin, I take you through the main points again. Chief Returning Officer of the National Electoral Commission, Mohamed Umfali Conte, releases 75% of the results of the March 7 presidential election. Skirmishes erupt in the Central Business District following the announcement of the first progressive results. And International Women's Day celebrated with Sierra Leonean women still advocating for more participation in politics. That's all in the bulletin this evening. I am Phoebe Swill. For more information about SLBC, follow us on Facebook. Have a good evening. Cheers.
Good evening. My name is Pastor Daniel from the Consumer Fire Ministry. I want to welcome you to tonight's program, A Prophetic Hour.